There's something dangerous happening in America now. There's an extremist movement that does not share the basic beliefs in our democracy. The MAGA movement.
Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. As long as Joe Biden is in the White House, the American dream is dead.
On that happy note, please choose one of these optimistic men to be your next president. And this segment isn't partisan. The likely nominee for each party can't come up with anything better than vote for me or the other guy will destroy the country. Let me repeat it. It's not partisan. Just think about the difference between Doom 2024 and Reagan's Morning in America or Clinton's campaign anthem.
It's morning again in America. And under the leadership of President Reagan, our country is prouder and stronger.
Brings you all the way back to the Clinton campaign. 16 years after his victory, Clinton still walked out to Fleetwood Mac. George Will remembers those idyllic days, NewsNation senior contributor and Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate it. So what, is this politics downstream of culture and the country is just this pessimistic?
It is pessimistic, and it's pessimistic for an interesting reason. Inflation is the big grievance that people have, and it's because they have a funny view about inflation, Leland. Under inflation, if a box of Cheerios increases by X amount, people don't think inflation's over until a box of Cheerios loses the X, and it goes back to what it was before inflation, which never happens. So there's a sense in which Mr. Biden can't win on inflation because it's not going to disappear, the effects of it.
So his press secretary spoke about that a couple of days ago. I think actually it was this morning. Karine Jean-Pierre on the economy under President Biden. Here you go.
Two words that I'm going to give you that we're going to continue to do as it relates to the economy is continue to lower costs.
Reasonable people can agree that the costs are not going to come down, as you certainly pointed out. Gas prices fluctuate and other things, but overall goods just continue to go up. It's the way the world works. That said, it gives such an opportunity to Republicans, and they're not taking it and continuing the grievance and the doom. Why is that?
First of all, it's an old saying in journalism, we don't report the planes that land safely. Good news is an oxymoron, doesn't count. Second, Americans have an extremely low pain threshold these days. Gasoline today, people say, oh, that's shockingly high. When my father in 1950 drove his Plymouth into the Sinclair station in Champaign, Illinois, and paid 29 cents a gallon for gasoline, he was paying less in inflation-adjusted terms, but not a lot less than we're paying today.
I'm thinking Joe Biden would remember the price of gas back then as we're looking at him. But, okay, go as with Donald Trump. I mean, look, these guys are both old. Campaign slogans of the past. Reagan, 1984, morning again in America. Clinton, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. That's just the walkout. It's the economy, stupid. Bush in 2000, compassionate conservatism. Obama, hope, change we can believe in. These were all optimistic messages about the country. And neither party is offering that. And I'm wondering if we're going to see that change or if that's just because of that, 80% of Americans don't think their kids are going to have a better life than they did. That's what sells.
The first time a poll indicates or a focus group indicates that optimism sells, they will change on a dime. Until then, they won't. But
so the country has changed?
The country unquestionably is much less forward-looking, much less cheerful than it used to be. But remember this, in 1946, after the war, rationing and all the rest, the legacy of the Depression, the Republicans rode into power with the slogan, had enough. And that slogan was reborn in 1966 when Ronald Reagan ran for governor of California, had enough. And you could fill in the blanks. Had enough of what doesn't matter. Any grievance could be swept under that slogan.
All right. Good to see you, sir. We never have enough of your analysis. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.